Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm sorry it's taken me a little bit longer than expected. I'm going to give it a second to see if anybody's able to pop on. I know we're all kind of different time zones and stuff like that. So, we're talking about smarty parties today. Sorry, I feel like every time I go live, I need a drink by my side because I am horrible and I get like a tickle in my throat because I talk too much. Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about smarty parties. So, as you guys have saw in my post earlier, when you first join, a lot of the times people tell you to book, sell, sponsor, right? At least that's what I was told when I first started. Hey, Deborah. Hi. Oh, it's kind of fun to be coaching with you. I never get to do this. Okay, so the way last month I sold $7,600 in makeup by myself. There's only one way that I did that, and it is pretty much a huge reason as to why I hit green. It's parties. Parties is definitely where it's at. It has taken me over a year, well, almost a year to finally get it. Really 10, 11 months. And I finally was like, oh, I should probably do this. The reason is because what? We all know that in direct sales, people host parties, or you have to give parties, or parties is like a horrible thing that people do not want to do. If you're going to ask somebody to host a party, they're going to shut down. They might ignore you. People just don't want any part of it anymore. They all want free stuff, but they don't want to bother their friends. So we have to kind of take a new twist on this. I made a list of things that I make sure to do to make my party super successful, and what I do to help my team show them how parties can be very successful. So the first thing that we do is we do not call them parties. Don't ever call it a party. When you're messaging back and forth between someone that you might not know like a really whole lot, don't tell them it's a party. Tell them it's a makeup 101 class. Tell them it's a, Cara Lewis uses Lipstick University. People call them beauty bashes. Come up with your own fun signature name for a party. Do class, training, something along the lines of where people are going to be intrigued and they want to join because they feel like they're learning something from you. So try to brand yourself again, come up with that brand and stick with it. All of your parties are beauty bash or whatever you want to come up with. Try to think. It took me a little bit to come up with a name. And then once I had it, I was like, let's do this. And a lot of times you'll get people say, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's just like a makeup 101 class. And they're like, okay, sure, totally. So think of it that way. Also, I know this is the thing. Everybody has a different way of approaching people asking them for parties. What I have found successful for me is that I message them and I offer them to host like the Makeup 101 class. Most of the times they will say, what is this? What do I have to do? And I say to them, it's just going to be a really, really fun class. I'm going to teach you how to do a smoky eye. We're going to teach you how to do some really fun lips, a 5-minute face out the door, a super quick and easy skincare routine. So those are things that are attracting them. They're like, oh, I don't know how to do my makeup in 5 minutes. She can teach me that? Sure, sign me up. A really quick smoky eye, 2-color smoky eye. I can even teach them a 1-color smoky eye. Tell them that. Anything that can draw them in, that they're like, oh, hey, I want to learn about that. So my girlfriends might want to learn about that. Tell them that. But make sure you do it in your parties. Okay, so that is the first thing. Come up with a different name. Come up with a catchphrase. Do a presentation on Facebook and say, hey, Jeanette, and say, pump up your energy. I don't care if you got to do some jumping jacks beforehand, drink a glass of wine, do something that you've got to do to like boost your energy up and make it your advertisement. Okay, Some people might think I'm crazy. Get like the funny hats, do something, put in props into it. Do whatever you have to do to grab people's attention, okay? All right, so that's one. The second thing I do for my parties is that I hostess coach, okay? Any successful party that I have extremely worked with my hostess. They want to earn free makeup. Sometimes they don't want to work for the free makeup. It's your job to tell them the only way for them to have a successful party is to work. What I do in my parties is I don't use any graphics, period. In my parties, I will send all of my hostesses, this is what I do. I start all my parties on certain days. I'll get there in a second. But if I'm having these 5 hostesses start a party tomorrow, which I am, I group messaged the 5 of them together. And I said, hey girls, you are my January 12th hostess coach parties. We're going to do a little bit of hostess coaching. I have a quick little YouTube video. I'd love you to watch it. I already have a video on YouTube that I send, and I send it to them. Hey, let me know what you think. In that video, I'm all excited. I am, hey guys, my name is Ashley. I'm super excited that you're going to host this party with me. I don't know, what kind of goal do you have for your party? So my goal for your party is $500 in sales. But hold up, don't let that scare you. I promise we can make this work if we work together. Then I just ramble on a little bit more. So what I do is I'm using my hands and I'm trying to get their attention and I'm talking to them. That way it is, yes, I will post that video actually in the comments when I'm all done. Totally. And just to give them a little bit of an idea of what to expect and what I expect from them. Because here's the thing. If I don't set any expectation for the party, they don't feel like they have much to work for. So, hey Stacy. So that is the first thing that I do in my hostess coaching, and I love to group the girls together because I have found that the more that I group them together, the more they conversate to each other. Sometimes they get a little bit competitive or like, hey, where are you at? It really works to keep them entertained and keep them a little kind of friendship that they didn't even know they had. And then also in that group, I will send them graphics. I do not post graphics in my parties, but I will allow my hostesses to do that because they might either not have the makeup or to feel super insecure about posting their before and afters in the page. So I go on to Pinterest and Google, and I Google Younique for hours. And I screenshot stuff that I love, but that I don't share because I don't do graphics. And I say, then I message them the whole thing, and I say, hey girls, here's a list of really good ideas in case you want to do some posting throughout the party to boost our interaction. Here's a list of really good graphics that people tend to love. And they love that because they don't have to go searching for it. I already sent it to them. All they have to do is copy, screenshot it and post it. So definitely send them a good amount of ideas of what to post. That way they're not completely having no clue. I've had people post parties before that don't even wear makeup. So they're like, I don't even know what to look for. So I make it simple for them. Okay, what else? Okay, this is a funny one. I know a lot of us are a part of like why graphics is, sorry, party, phone call, sorry. Okay, so the other way, this is how I set up my parties. I do booking blitzes with my team. If you're not doing booking blitzes with your team, you have to. And I will come up with a script. They can use mine or they can use theirs. And I send it to my girls and I say, okay, for a half hour, let's do this. You can do incentives for them, cheer them on as they're going, but you have to do it with them. I never ask my team to do anything that I don't do with them. So if things are happening and it's 11 o'clock at night and they're like, oh, but all my friends are sleeping, so I'm just going to do it a different day. Send the message even if it's at 11 o'clock at night, because when they wake up in the morning, they're going to see it. One thing that I learned very early on was I like to spend time with my kids during the day, so I don't do a ton of working. And I don't even know what training video it was that I watched, but they were like, you work when you need to work. So if I need to work at midnight or 2 a.m. when I'm laying in bed and my husband's sleeping, that's what I'm going to do. No matter when I have to get that work in, I'm going to get that work in. So make sure, don't make excuses for yourself for hosting parties. This is just a way that I have found it to be really easy for my parties. I organize them. So I don't message people, and when they say, hey, yeah, that sounds like fun, I don't say, okay, when do you want to do it? I say, okay, I have the 1st, the 10th, or the 20th open. Open to them makes them think like, oh crap, I gotta pick this. I gotta pick a date. I mean, I can't just tell her like tomorrow. She's only got these dates, right? It gives a sense of urgency for them. So they pick one of my dates. Now, why did I do this? Because when I first started doing parties, I had a party Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like all start dates. And I was like, okay, we're on day 3, day 5, day 3, day 2, day 1, day 10. And I was like, I'm never doing these party things again. That is when I quit parties, because I was like, my head is spinning and I can't do this. I can't copy and paste from my script all the time and upload these videos. It was way too much work, okay? Work smarter, not harder. So you tell them the days that you can do parties. There will be a slight exception if someone's like, oh, I'm on vacation, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And I'm like, all right, when can we do this? But otherwise, give them the dates to set. Now, the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th are really good ideas, because why? You get paid the 1st to the 10th to the 20th, and then the 20th to the 30th, right? So it's a really smart way to do your parties, so you're getting paid all month long. You don't have to stick with the 1st, 10th, or 20th, but kind of go, through that guideline of timing. And then that way, when you're copy and pasting your script, you're kind of all in the same day. Right now, I have, 4 parties starting last week. I have 5 parties starting tomorrow, and then I have more parties starting the following week. So that way I'm copying, pasting in the same bunch of groups, and then I go to the next bunch and I punch and post in those ones, and so on and so forth. You heard me talk to you about a mock script. I have a mocked script. I have all my parties and my videos saved as a Facebook group. I do the 1st, 10th, and the 20th generally. That way I'm consistently booking, and I have parties all month long. That way you don't have 12 parties in the beginning of the month, and then the other half of the month you're not getting paid. So make sure you're kind of consistently, I do it 3 times a month. That's what works for me. Also, okay, so the mock party script, you have got, if you do not have a party script, you have got to get one together. People do 5 days, people do 10 days. I personally do 10 days just because I feel like we need that big amount of space because we have so much to talk about, and I don't want to rush it. So I like to only do 3 posts a day for 10 days. That's what I tell people. I tell them I'm not going to annoy them. I'm only doing 3 or 4 posts a day, and I feel like my customers really appreciate that. So make sure you get a mock party script together. You do not want to just be free game in this and just making it up as you go. Hello, my Sarah. You do not want to do that. You want to have a game plan. You want to have it strategic. You want to have it kind of flow together. You want to have, I think everybody starts with lashes because that is our #1 seller. So why not hit it up the gates, right? That's what I say anyways. We hit them with the lashes straight up. So that is the first thing for the mock party. The second thing that I want to talk to you about that goes with parties that is extremely important for when you're trying to go for blue is to allow your downline to be in your parties, okay? Anytime I have a party, my girls know at any point in time they can say, hey, can you add me to a party? I need some inspiration. Or, yay, just to get my ideas, just to see what I'm doing, just to see how people are interacting, just to give them a little bit of a backbone. But what they also don't understand is that when they comment in the party, it boosts the party up into people's news feeds. So having my girls in the parties or me in their parties, vice versa, because I do ask my team, hey, if you have like this idea that this party is going to be really amazing, add me to it. And I'll comment randomly just to boost their algorithm and get their party, a little bit higher in algorithm. So make sure you're incorporating your teams into your parties. I know some people might say, why are we talking about parties? We should be talking about that in like yellow or pink. But I feel like sometimes we just forget stuff. And I feel like incorporating your teams into everything that you do, especially when you're doing parties, is huge. So make sure to get them involved and help them with a script, or, at least give them your ideas and they can kind of feed off that creativity that way. Okay, so what else? Okay, so there's 3 more things that I have. Oh no, a couple more things. So I do 5 parties a week. That is my goal. Most of the time I hit that. As I said, this is a pretty new thing for me, but I am making it my goal every single month to have 5 parties a week. That equals 20 parties a month, which there should be no reason why we aren't advancing ranks if we're doing 20 parties a month. The biggest thing with doing that many parties a month is being able to keep up with it. And as I told you before, if you get organized, you can totally do this. I always say, set your goal a little bit higher, because that way if you fall short, your feelings aren't going to be hurt about it. You'd rather at least, don't say I want 1 party a week, because what expectation is that giving you, and what expectation is that giving your team, right? So I'm getting to that, Tina. That is on my list. I will tell you in a second. So make sure you set high goals for yourselves. Do not ever tell yourself, oh, it's the 15th of the month. I'm only 10% to blue, and this is just not going to happen this month. Don't let me hear you say that, okay? I want you guys to go do blitzes tonight. That is my task for you all who are listening. I want you to go do blitzes tonight, and I want you to book 5 parties that start next week. That way, if you don't have a party script, you can get yourself ready. And next Wednesday, I'm going to be checking in to see how your parties are going, because I'm telling you, they're going to go over huge. Even if you get $0 sales. I wish I looked in my back office when I was doing this. I have probably 50% of my parties have $0 in sales. Guess what? I've had at least 5, maybe 6 girls that joined my team from parties that had $0 in sales. They see the way I am, they see the way I talk, they like how honest I am, and we just become friends on Facebook, and then it just kind of cycles from there. So don't ever tell yourself, because you have a $0 party, that is going to bring in 0 anything for your business. It always has the potential to do something for your business. So make sure you don't get to day 5 and you're like, this party's a dud. I'm done posting. I don't care about it. Just like kind of brush it off your shoulders. Do not do that. I swear to you, so many times people are watching you and you don't know. Anonymous engagement, they are watching you. Okay, so I'm going to hit Tina's right now because it's on my list too. I ask for 0 interaction in my groups. I started off parties doing the, what was it? Have you ever tried mascara? Or how do you know your hostess? Or what have you. I was getting 0 feedback. And if anything, I felt like I was scaring away people because they felt like they had to conversate with me. So in my welcome video that I do on day 1, I say, hey guys, I'm going to promise you 3 things. I'm going to promise to not annoy you. I'm going to promise that you're going to leave here with a huge confidence boost. And I'm also going to promise you to teach you some tips and tricks. So if you guys just want to sit back and watch the videos, I'm totally okay with that. Don't feel like you have to conversate with me. If you just kind of want to take this all in, it's kind of new to you, have at it, have a seat, and enjoy. I do that because nobody likes to be sold to. 1, if I say that to them, chances are they probably aren't going to leave that party group. And 2, they're going to want to pay attention to me because they're like, oh, this girl ain't selling me nothing, so I'm just going to listen to her. So I don't like to ask for interaction in my groups. Sometimes, like I said, my hostess can ask for interaction, and guess what? She gets more feedback than if I do. So if she does the post about mascara, boom, all her friends answer. If I do it, the hostess will answer. That's it. So I personally believe in not asking for interaction. I don't do games because I feel like people only like free stuff, and then they're out. That's all they care about is to win the free stuff. So I personally do not believe in games. I'm trying to go back to read Allie's thing really quick. Yes, it definitely is a progression experience. And the other thing about it is that you might want to go back and look at your script. I am doing that tonight. I'm like, not really happy. Like, I feel like I got some more work to do. I feel like we're constantly thinking, you know, what can we do better? And so maybe just take a night, take 2 nights and go through it, or ask your sponsor to go through it and say, what could I have done better? Asking your sponsor for some open advice is a really good idea too. And not saying that you're not doing anything right. You could be doing everything perfect, but sometimes those parties just happen. Time a month, whatever. Okay, so we hit hostess coaching. Can someone comment in here to remind me to post the hostess coaching video, please? That way I don't forget. Okay. So I have 2 last things to hit. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to make this super long. I do personalized parties. So we do birthday parties, we do push present parties, we do, what else have we done? Fundraiser type stuff, any kind of anything that I see somebody post about, or they're like, oh, I'm so excited, my birthday is this month, or oh, I'm so excited, I'm gonna have twins this month, or whatever. Pay attention to the people on your Facebook, because I'll message them and be like, hey girl, you want to have a birthday bash? Let's get you some free makeup. Or hey girl, you're due this month. Let's have a push party and get you some free makeup so you look fabulous when you're in labor. They're like, yeah, who's going to say no to that? Be customizable to them. The only thing I change in those parties is my welcome post. Like for a birthday one, I have a big birthday hat and balloons, and I'm like, hey, it's a birthday. For a push present, I make funny jokes about it being a push present, that I'm getting some free makeup. So personalize them. Look at what people are talking about on your Facebook and personalize them. Okay? They actually make really fun parties, and they draw their friends in so much more than my standard parties. Okay, so the last thing is, where did it go? Oh, upselling and messages. So I'm a huge believer in upselling. Can I get an amen if you guys are too? This is where sales start to roll in. A lot of times people will join parties and they will say, oh my gosh, I saw your foundation video and I have got to have that stuff. I've been seeing it on YouTube and I need that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, look at, here's half my face done. Here's not half my face done. Look at how gorgeous this stuff is. Okay. So I automatically wasn't like, oh my gosh, okay, here's the link. Who wants that? Who wants to just automatically someone even give that? Like, it's like they're throwing me a bone and I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't do that. I'm like, I get them more excited. Look at this another picture. I didn't post that in the party. Look at this. Look how exciting this looks. I'm so excited. This stuff's amazing. You're going to love it. And then they're like, okay, well, how can I get it? And then I'm like, all right, well, let's color match you first. Color match them first. What are you doing? You're building excitement. They're not going to get annoyed at you because they already said they want the foundation. So then I color match them. Here's what I do when I color match them. I say, okay, even if they only told me they want foundation, I say, okay, here's my recommendations for you. I super, super recommend primer to every single person who wears foundation on their skin. This is why. It helps the makeup not fall into your pores. It helps give you an even glow. It helps your makeup stay on longer. I also recommend, and based on your color matching, I would recommend concealer in the color Chiffon for dark circles, or the concealer in the color Taffeta if you have any blemishes. And then last and finally, if you are wanting that all over perfect look to finish off your primer and concealer, here's your foundation color, Taffeta. Okay, so they might just go order the Taffeta, but I just gave them all these reasons why they need this other stuff. So chances are they're going to at least get one more thing. You could even throw in there, the liquid foundation brush is amazing for applying the liquid. But I give them that whole honkin' list when I tell them what I recommend. Because why? Because the results that they see me get, that ain't from just throwing foundation on my face. That is from primer, concealer, foundation, powder, and my oily spots. Get what I'm saying? You don't want them to be unhappy and get the liquid and be like, but in that video, I thought I only saw you put on liquid. Right? So you're doing a disservice to them and you're doing a disservice to your business if you're not telling them what you would recommend to go with the foundation. Half the time people tell me they want liquid foundation and they say their face is slipperier than a ski slope. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to recommend liquid to them. Or if I do, I'm going to be like, you have got to put powder on top of that. Talk to your customers. They can see the results that you're getting and they could be like, I want that. But you guys have completely opposite skin. Everything I'm telling you right now, I want you to go back and I want you to take notes tonight, put in earbuds, do something, and give it to your downline. I want you to do this together. If parties aren't something that you've ever done before, do it as a team. Get some fresh new ideas in there. Nobody's going to take offense to it. They're all going to be super excited that someone cares enough about them to share this with them. I have an amazing sponsor. I can never knock it in a million years. I feel so blessed with the team that I am on, but I know there are some girls out there who just haven't had the support. So for me, passing on what works for me, I want you guys to pass it on to your team. I think that's all my notes for parties. Again, you saw my post this morning about duplicating. That's what you're doing. You're teaching your downline what to do. So go do parties, do a blitz with them. Add them to your party groups. Try to come up with a script together. I mean, that could be something really fun, especially for those girls who hit pink really fast and didn't have to work for it. Like work too much for it, because we all know you had to work a lot to get to pink. Some people it just comes easier to. This might be something new to you. So that is my recommendations to you guys. I hope this helped. If you have any more questions at all throughout the rest of the night, please don't hesitate to ask. I will post my hostess coaching video. Don't laugh at me, because before I do videos, I get really pumped up. And that's what you guys have to do. You cannot sit there and say to somebody, hey guys, my name's Ashley Nadler. I'm a green status presenter for Younique, and I'm so excited to get this party popping. For real. Guys, hype up your energy a little bit. This is your business. This is what you have to do. You have to get in the moment. I seriously have sent videos to my girls before saying, you know what? Some people think this is easy for Ashley, right? No, it's not. I send them a video before of like me doing jumping jacks, and I'm like, this is what I do before I do a video, or this is what I do before I go live. I do have a very spunky personality, but just coming straight out the gates, like, no. So, do whatever you have to do to pump yourself up and get those videos. Make it till it's perfect. Your hostess coaching video, make it till you're like, wow, I really like this. My hostess coaching video is a little bit old. I know I have to update it. A lot of people laugh at me because I had blonde hair, now I have brown hair. But they know it's me. So I thank you guys. Tina, you've been amazing too. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching. And again, if you have any questions, if you take any notes, what would be super helpful in here is if you guys have any notes that you have taken, screenshot them and post them in the comments. That way other girls who might be working, or, a single mom, or like whatever, we all have crazy lives, post it in there. Post the pictures of your notes in here. We just want to help each other out. That's what we're here for. That's what we're doing. So I can't wait to see how many of you guys go blue this month. I'm freaking excited. All right. Bye, guys.